All right, if you clicked on this, you already know what's going on. So we're gonna be throwing in an AUXBEAM 8-gang switch panel in my 2010 Tacoma that's been in all my videos, or at least most of them. Here's the switch panel right here. I'm not sponsored or anything like that. It's just what I liked and best bang for buck. So this is basically what you get in the box. You got AUXBEAM sticker, the manual, of course, and some stickers for all the different buttons. I'll show you that a little bit more. They cover pretty much everything. Got the panel here, which is, I believe it's aluminum base. It's definitely nice quality. Feels like it's built well. Then down here, you just got some wires. You got a breaker. I believe this is 60 amp. Yes. And you actually have the switch itself. I'll throw that over here. And then there's like some random hardware. Oh, this is the like a waterproof cover that goes over that. I'm sure you've seen all this stuff. So anyways, hardware, some little piggybacks here to power that, and for your like accessory switch and everything, so it's not powered when the key's not on. And then this is a bracket that I believe holds the panel if you gotta do something like that. Some other wires here, another little bracket, and I believe there's a let's see, got some zip ties. Oh yeah, and then under all this stuff, we've got a couple of different brackets here for the actual panel itself. So we'll yeah, figure out where we're gonna put this guy and start mounting some stuff. All right, so here's where we're at. Right out of the gate, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mount the control box here on the driver's side. And what I ended up coming up with is, don't mind my scribbles, I'll clean those off, but I ended up throwing in 2 riv nuts, and I'm gonna utilize this guy right here. So the plan is we're gonna see if it works out, but I'm gonna use this bracket right here, and that's gonna go into those riv nuts like so. And then you can see I got it setting high enough that I should be able to use this factory mount right here. And I'm not sure what this was for originally, but there's nothing here. So anyways, I'm gonna use this guy right here, and I'm gonna take this flush mount that came with the kit. I'm gonna throw a 90 in it and see if we can't use this to mount the breaker on. So that's the plan. I'm gonna throw it together and show you what it looks like. All right, so here's what it looks like slapped in there. I put that bend in that. It's solid in there. And then I opted to mount my control box oriented this way. You could, of course, do it the other way, but I felt like I was kind of close on this side with this, and I kind of liked it this way because now everything's, you know, facing me on the outside of the truck. So that's how we're gonna run that guy. And I don't know if my kit was unique in the sense that I didn't have really any hardware for mounting this stuff. It was more of like a sheet metal screw or something like that. So maybe that's what they intended. They did not really cover that in the instructions, but I understand this is, you know, not vehicle specific. So kind of just got to come up with whatever. But I feel like this came out pretty good and nice and neat. So we're going to run that like this. I got the positive and negative ran to it. Nothing else so far, but just to give you a quick little update. So basically what I did, I didn't want to run all the stuff to my battery, just because I feel like that always makes a mess. If I can get this off here. Okay, there we go. So basically what I did was I shortened some of these. I shortened this positive and the ground. Basically what I did is, coming off the breaker, I ran into the main fuse box on the power post right here. There's a channel where all the harness and everything feeds into. So I just jumped up through there, tied that in. Then shorten this guy, like I said, come on around. And then for the ground, instead of going to the battery, I just came over to right here, the chassis ground. And that's it. Sweet, simple, and clean. So we're gonna move forward. For my signal wire, the only ignition switch fuse I found was this 10 amp EFI number 2. So that's what I piggybacked off of in the main fuse box. All right, now that we got this buttoned up, it's time to run the wire from the control box into the actual switch panel. I still have to mount that. So we're gonna be running this guy in there, and it can be a little bit of a pain, but there's a couple ways to do this. So I probably should have waited to put this stuff in place, but I've done this before, so I think I should be able to do this with this here. So anyways, this grommet right here, this big guy, it runs inside the cab. It's your main harness. Some might know, some might not. But anyways, so there's this port right here. And this is for the hood release right here, this cable. But this port, there's another one that's exactly like this, but on the bottom side. So I'll see if I can get a shot of that. It's a pretty tight spot up in there. But there's a port down there that's capped. It's not cut off like this. It extends out probably roughly this far. Yeah, like roughly this far. And I'll show you when I cut it off. And I'll stick the phone down in there and see if I can't get a better shot of it. But anyways, just like this, you feel this cut out right here. There's one down here as well. You can kind of see it from this angle. But in there, there's a port. So I'm gonna cut that into that port off. And then the plan will be to take sorry for the shakiness here, but the plan will be to take a zip tie and overlap it like so. And I'll just tape it up and then stick this in through that port, pull the cable through. There's a little bit better shot of that port. So you can see it right under the harness there, the main part of the grommet. All right, here's a shot from the inside. Sorry, it's really tight in here, but anyways, I'll get my hand in here. This is the grommet, and you can see this port right here. And then here's the zip tie that I have sticking out of it. So we're just gonna pull that zip tie, and I cut the outside off. Hopefully I cut enough off to get that plug through. But basically, we'll just pull this guy, and we'll see if we can, might need to oh, I broke the zip tie. So we're gonna have to get a little bit better. Back up under here. Got a bigger zip. So let's see if we can get this guy to pull through. Again, there's that port. So you can see what we're trying to do here. Maybe. I'm gonna need 2 hands here. All right, finally got that pulled through. Definitely a bear, but take your time, you'll get it. Just go with the least amount of tape as you can. You have to wiggle it, fight it a little bit, and then make sure you cut that nipple off as close as you can to the firewall without cutting the rest of the boot, so you get the biggest hole you can. And yeah, we got it pulled out. So now I have to disassemble this pillar and the overhead console, and I'm gonna see if I can't fish this guy up through and across, because my plan is to put my switch right here where the sunglass holder is. All right, lighting in here is terrible, but anyways, we've got to pop these guys out. I already got this one. Get this one down here. Just use something soft so you don't tear up your grip here, your little whatever, oh shit handles. And it looks like mine is a Phillips, or I believe that's a 10, but I'll let you know in a sec. All right, those are 10s. Once you get the 10s off, the handle will just pull off. Then there's just one clip up top here. The rest of this kind of, there's another like that kind of just positions it. And then these guys down on the bottom kind of just position it as well. But you'll have this one guy up here. So sorry about the lighting, but I just found it easiest to kind of just get your fingers up under there and wiggle it, be gentle. These break pretty easy, but yeah, just pull kind of down and in, And yeah, that'll just slide right out. Then the plan here for me is gonna be to follow this wire right here up. So I'm gonna fish down with like a long zip or something like that, and then tape off and see if I can't bring her on up. And then I'll throw a couple of zip ties along this guy just to keep it nice and tidy and bring it on up into here, and then see if we can't make it across to the center console. Okay, for the center console, you got the one Phillips head in the sunglasses holder here, and then you'll pull down from the front, and not all the way down, you'll just basically pop it loose and then slide it forward, because you have clips here in the back that hook into the headliner. So I need two hands to do this as well, so we'll get this stuff out of the way and then I'll show you some fishing. So I've got this fished up from there, up along the A-pillar here, marked by these 3 red zip ties, and I come straight up in here. Then if you twist this guy just twists like you know, like so, and then drops down. So twist that guy, drop it down, take the visor out, and then right here there's a foam block, and you can see it on this side kind of. So that guy right there, there's one that runs right here, and to run this without pushing the headliner down or distorting it at all, you should come all the way up and around that block. So the way I did that was I just pulled down this corner, pushed it up in, and then used the fat end of zip tie or something long, flexible. So I have like some pretty crazy long zip ties here, and I just used the one-handed here, but use this fat end, shoved it up this way, and then fished this other tail along this side to where I could get the length of that block. Then I just stuck my hand up in, and you can gently pull down on the headliner with everything loose and just kind of pop it over that. And so now I'm on the back side of that foam, so my line is running like this down here, and then just drops right into the center console. So now we're going to work on getting this guy fixed, but I think first I'm gonna go ahead and button this stuff up since I'm done with this. All right, I brought the center console into the house so I can make a mess in here. So I'm just gonna mock this guy up real quick to see exactly how things are gonna lie. I started by just taping this guy off because I'm gonna actually trace where I need the holes. So I use this bracket right here, mount it to the actual switch, and then I'll lay it where I'm gonna have it on the console and trace it out, and that'll give me the location of those holes. All right, here it is with the bracket mounted to it with 2 little screws. So I'm just gonna lay this guy on here and then get it where I want it to be, and I'll trace it from both angles, so right side up and upside down. All right, when we get it all traced out, this is what it should look like. Then I marked where the cable lies in the bracket so I can transfer that over. Then I just transferred the screw holes and the cable markings onto my trace, and there you go. There's my template. Now just drill your holes, make a nice mess so your wife is super pumped on your project. This is a quick shot just to show you how I have mine oriented on here. So it's going to lay something like that. Now it's all buttoned up, so everything's still functional. You can see here, you can still put glasses in it and stuff. And you can see where those screws are on the inside. You will notice that there's 2 holes in the backside because I goofed up and drilled one that was too tight, couldn't get the cable through. So I had to change the location of that. You can see right here. And yeah, now we're done with this part, so we just need to get it back in the truck. All right, we're back out at the truck, so we're just gonna put these clips back on. That's what they look like right there. We'll just slide them up on these posts. I'm doing a horrible job as a cameraman here, but anyways, one on each side. So we got one on that side, one over here. We'll put that up on there, and then it just goes back in the same way it came out. All right, here it is all fired up. So you can see here, opens perfectly. Glasses can still go in there or whatever you put in there. It butts up just against this backside perfectly. So yeah, I can't complain. Think it looks good, closes perfect. Awesome. And then here's a quick look at the stickers that it comes with. So there's a ton more online that you can get from AUXBEAM. This is just what comes in the kit. I haven't put anything up here yet because I still got to figure that out. I need some stuff to put up there. All right, well, that's going to do it for this install. I appreciate you guys sticking it out with me through this. And yeah, there's going to be a lot more coming. Clearly, I got 8 switches with nothing in them. So definitely more to come. But you guys know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we'll catch you in the next one.